So good morning. So our coffee experiment didn't work that great. I think I didn't use enough coffee and I didn't grind it enough, so it's really thin coffee.
I mean, maybe it's not possible because, the fine grind is what you need in order to, get the full flavor of the coffee.
No, you can see we got some coffee. There's some coffee in there. If we just did more of it, it'd be fine.
Actually, I kind of like it.
Yeah, it's kind of...
Because I like it kind of thin.
Yeah, it kind of tastes like watery, milky with a little hint flavor of coffee and sugar and honey.
Yeah, it's good.
All right, so I'll make it this way from now on. Okay, so we're gonna tell our little story of our first day trying to hit the road. So we're gonna get up early, get our hitch put on. We have this equalizer hitch. I think we have a video for it. We have this equalizer hitch that we're gonna put on and just hook up the chains and get everything set up. It'll be our first time we had hooked up that system. But we thought we were just gonna hook it up and head up north and everything would be great. First off, I tried to hook it up. The chain things are too short. It won't even actually fit. So
this is what happens when you buy a used trailer, though.
Yeah. You're gonna have to do all this stuff. You're gonna have to figure out does the hitch work? How does the hitch work? Because there's always something different when you're hooking it up to a different car.
Yeah.
But obviously, if you go to a dealer and buy it, they'll do all that stuff for you. So that's one of the benefits of working from a dealer. But you'll save a lot of money, but you have a lot more hassles if you do it on your own. Hassle is just a word. You can call it an adventure, whatever you wanted to call it. So hassle, adventure, stress, whatever, they're all kind of the same thing. It's all how you look at it. So anyways, we got that. I fixed that problem, and then the car was just way up. We got this equalizer thing, and it's supposed to, equalize it. So I had to do a whole bunch of adjustment. I had to adjust both things with big wrenches and stuff. I think I might be a little bit of video of that. So that was those two things. What else was there? Then we sell products. When we're on the road, we sell BYOC pedals, and we sold one. So we had to figure all that out because we didn't have a printer, we didn't have a thing, so we had to go to a library. Anyways, those are all those fun things, which we thought were a drag. So then we hit the road.
Wait, one of the things about that equalizer, maybe we can...
Yeah.
One of the things about that equalizer, and the reason it was so hard to figure out, is where we were staying is just dirt, and it's not level.
Yeah.
So the thing is...
It helps to go to a level place to do all that stuff.
Yeah.
It was 110 degrees, and I was like, we got shade here. We're going to make it work.
But the thing is we decided to go to a place that was more level, right?
Yeah.
So where we're staying, there's like this horse staging area, right? Mm-hmm. So we decided to drive it to that area just so we can get it level. Because, this is pretty important. And where we're staying, there's all the tools. So we want to get this thing fixed before we
head out.
Okay. So we go to the horse staging area, right? And then we start kind of going up the road and we realize there's no turnaround, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So we kind of get stuck.
And there's this little community center there that usually has zero people.
Yeah.
And today it happened to be, or that day, it happened to be super busy.
Yeah.
And so we're pulling up, there's no turnaround. And now we're trying to back up, and people are coming up and looking at us, giving us the dirty look, and so we're trying to wave them by. It's like, there's plenty of room, go by, and they're like, oh, we'll wait. No, don't wait, go around. Anyways, we did that, we kind of did it, and then we found kind of a level spot, and I felt a little bit better about it, but then I went back and fixed it and made it better anyways. But, now, are you ready to go on to the next thing?
All right, yeah.
So after we do all this, it's 6:30, and we need to be in Prescott before it gets dark, so we can set up our camper and stuff. So we take off, and if you've ever been to Phoenix or whatever, when you head up, there's some serious climbs up that hill, and it's the first time we've really done that, so I kind of want to see how it will do, So first couple of hills, I take it, and it goes 70, maybe 75. I can keep up a good steady pace, but it really revs the engine. Man. And I wasn't really thinking about how hot it was and how hot the engine was getting. So we got this transmission light that came on. I'm like, okay. So I slow down. Then the engine light comes on.
Oh.
Slow down a little bit more. It's just not really cooling down. We're still hitting some hills and stuff. And then we get a little shade, and it starts to cool down. It starts to work a little better. And then we get to Prescott Valley, and we had to stop at a stop sign or stoplight. And I take off, and it goes, "Meh," but the car's barely moving, right? So the transmission is slipping. And we're like,
Which
uh-oh.
I kind of wanted him to stop a long time ago. It's like when the engine light comes on, it's probably an
A good
indicator.
idea. They always tell you to pull
Stop.
over right away, but I don't do that. I figure, I've seen it before. It's just overheated. We'll be good.
But we recommend that you stop at a safe place.
I don't. But anyways, we start. Then we did that every time it seemed like we hit every light then, because we'd have to stop completely and then and barely move. So
we decided to find
just some place to park.
Yeah.
And we found a Kohl's parking lot. There was actually another RV parked there. So I thought, well, maybe it's okay. Maybe we might be staying here tonight, and this is it. We got to deal with it tomorrow. But then we called our mechanic, Vince, our hero. And we tell him what happened, and he says, well, there's a good chance, like he said, just overheated, and just let it cool down. And if it doesn't work, you can use manual. Because it's a Volvo and has this little manual thing, so you can go through 1, 2, 3, 4 gears. And he said the first 3 gears should work just fine. If it's the inverters, no, was it transmission?
traction.
No.
There's some kind of slipping.
Yeah.
What did he say?
Yep. Something.
Something with the T.
That's the transmission.
Okay, not transmission, but
Okay, so we don't remember. It's like a clutch, but they don't. It's like a clutch slipping, but it's something. But anyways, so yes,
I mean,
it works.
important.
It is, but I can't remember. What are we gonna do? Sit here and have these people watch us go? Huh? No, was it this? Oh, was it that? So we're gonna just move on.
All right.
We let it cool down. We sit in our RV for a while, and luckily it was starting to cool down, and we let it cool down, and we take off, and sure enough, it works great. First gear, second gear, third gear, works great. And then I even say, well, let me try, normal drive, and see if it worked. Torque converter.
There we go.
See? So he said
Something with a T.
it's probably the torque converter, and the torque converter only works in that fourth gear, that drive gear. So that's why it works okay. And so we felt like, okay, at least we know what it is. Our transmission didn't completely blow or whatever. So then we're like, okay, now let's go to the campground. Let's just make it. She kind of wants to go to Walmart. I'm like, it's about the same distance. Why not go to the campground?
Okay.
So I'd rather stay in a campground.
Still,
so.
it's like 8:30. Who knows if the campground is
8:30.
open.
Yeah, if the campground's open, if we're going to piss off a bunch of people, the whole thing. So, but we're driving, and we're kind of happy because it's actually working again. We're trying to get positive. It's cooling down. It's like 70 degrees outside. And then all of a sudden, we're like, where's the turnoff? And we realize we passed the turnoff.
For the campground.
For the campground. I mean, what? They have like the tiniest sign in the world? And we're paying attention. I don't know. Anyways, it's dark, so we couldn't see it. And then we see there's another campground turnoff, and I'm like, oh yeah, so I know we passed it. So we turn off in there, and of course it's this little skinny road.
Dirt.
And it's rough. I'm like, well, we got to find a turn around here. And I'm driving, and all of a sudden it gets rougher. Smack, we hit our hitch to a rock on the ground, and we're like, oh no. So we have to figure out a way to turn this monster around.
It's not even that big.
It's not that big, but it's big on a tiny road. And so that probably took us about 20 minutes just to turn around.
My
It was kind of off camber, and I guess we could have got the camera out there. That would have been some exciting footage.
But we're
trying to draw
stressed.
draw you a picture of what happened. It was like on the side, and I was pulling like this, and she said, you're about to run over a stump, and then I said, well, then I should stop? Yeah, stop. So anyways, we try to turn around, and it don't work. It just won't work. So now I'm kind of like, this, and there's a ramp over here, and there's a tilt over here, and oh my lord. So I just back up a little bit, and we tried again, and finally we got our way out. We came back, we got into the campsite, found this beautiful campsite, camp number 8 at Hilltop Campsite. Loop C. No, Loop A.
Yeah.
Loop,
We don't really like
A,
this campsite.
Number 8. I kind of like it.
I mean, there's another picnic table right over there.
That's not a picnic table. Oh yeah.
Yeah, I mean it's too close. Actually,
It's pretty close.
I
It's
should
like
drive around.
This is like a perfect spot if you have 2 people that want to hang out but don't want to be right next to each other, like in the same campground.
No,
this is like a perfect spot for that. They could park over there.
This is what happened. Okay, we get to the campground.
Oh, she's got more of the story.
Different
view.
We get to the campground, and this is what we always do. Okay, we drive
We
around.
tell ourselves, just first campsite that works, we'll just park. Because, we've had car trouble, so just park, get it done with, we'll
and we're tired,
sleep,
and
and we'll
it's
deal with
late.
it tomorrow. But no, this one's probably better up here. Oh, no, let's try this one over here.
So we drive around, there's 3
Loops.
loops. We drive around every single loop. We drive around Loop B.
The last loop was to turn around. We figured we figured out we wanted to stay in here, but we had already went beyond, so we couldn't turn around. So it was like, well, let's just go this way and we'll turn around. And then we were driving by Loop B, and I said, well, we got to turn around anyways. May as well go check out Loop C to turn around. So we did that.
But see, this is what happens. We want somewhere easy to just drive in, right?
Yeah.
And there are campgrounds that you just kind of drive next to.
Yeah, there's no shade, and it's going to be hot today.
Yeah, and then, of course, the last spot that we saw, we decided, this looks actually good, it's easy to park.
Yeah.
But then the thing is,
We
it's
pull
like
in,
downhill.
we get out, we're all happy, like, okay, this is good, and we start looking, and it's like, wow. We're going to have to jack this thing up. We'll have to remove this, blah, blah, blah. So, okay, this site don't work. Off we go.
Off we go. And plus, I'm thinking we might have to leave this trailer
Yeah, we might have to leave it for like 4 days.
Car fixed. So I think it's better to be next to the camp host, right?
Yeah.
So now we drive back to Loop A, right? And then we get here, and there's choices between 3 sites, so right next to each other, right?
Yeah.
Okay, but they're all back in, and it's a little bit difficult to back in.
It's dark.
It's dark, okay? So my husband here, he decides he's gonna back it in.
I can back it in. Let's just back it in.
Okay. It literally took us, I don't know. It could have taken us half an hour.
No.
He was so tired. He was like going,
minutes.
this way.
Yeah.
Anyways.
Well, you can't see behind you. I mean, there's nothing I can see, so I would just go a little bit and get out, and then we realize, oh, that wasn't the right way. So I get back in. Okay, so we did that. We get here, we load up. I think everything went rosy from then on. For the next half hour, while we're getting ready to go to bed, everything went rosy. And then we wake up this morning waiting for our coffee, and the grinder don't work.
We have no power. There's no electricity here.
We just have 12 volt, and they probably make 12 volt grinders, I'm sure. But I want to get one of those hand grinders anyways. I think it's a better way to do it.
And I think the reason we're kind of videotaping is this is a whole learning experience for us. Yeah. So every step is gonna be, we're gonna find out something new.
It's tiny trader life.
Yeah.
That's what it is. This is the life that we've decided to give this a shot. Try to live out of this little tiny trailer. And wow, we started off with a bang, man. That was
oh my gosh.
I think a lot of people would have just said, let's go home, let's sell this thing, let's buy a house and be done with it. But we decided we stick to it. We stick to our guns.
Yeah.
And we've had so much fun in the past camping, so we kind of have an idea. We know you got to go through some rough patches. So.
Yeah. But
So
stay tuned.
Stay tuned. We're going to come up with all kinds of super interesting, incredible video that you're going to see. I think we know where some UFOs are. And we're going to go get some UFO sites. You know,
Honey, no,
really,
no.
You can wait. It's probably going to be the best UFO footage ever on video. You know how you see that on YouTube all the time. And all you have to do is put that in your heading, and you're going to get hits. Even if there's no UFO here, we saw this UFO. It came right through our camper. Okay. Best UFO sighting ever. Okay.
Hey, send this up.
That's it. Send off.
Say other
See ya.
stupid stuff.
Thanks for watching Tiny.
Trailer life.
Bye.